It's called a life-changing day. The day you say, enough is enough.
If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got.
Make your move before you're ready. I'll tell you where big dreams go to die. They go to the planning place.
Stop living your life like you have 1,000 years to live.
You have to be frustrated enough with where you are so that you say, no more.
The longest time in the world is the hesitation between thought and action. It can actually be forever.
You cannot change your life unless you change something.
You'd say, well, I'm afraid to make a change. And I'd say, well, that's okay. How afraid are you of not making a change? Let's make a little vision of that. You're 35, you hate your job. What's the consequence? You're not motivated. You don't want to get out of bed in the morning. You're starting to get depressed. You're getting bitter. You're getting resentful. You're getting cynical. You're amotivated at work. You're not doing a very good job. And you're starting to shrink. Now play that out for 10 years. You don't change it. You don't fix it. And what happens? You're going to be in the same situation, but 10 years older. And if you can't get out of that situation now, what the hell makes you think you're going to get out of it in 10 years?
3 questions. 1, who are you? 2, who do you want to be? And 3, what are you doing about it?
You know what's the number one way you measure somebody that's hungry? Very simple. Their sense of urgency. That's simple. Let me explain to you why. People say, wow, you have no idea how hungry I am. Really? Yeah. What'd you do about it today? Oh, not today, but tomorrow I'm gonna, you ain't hungry, man. You just think you're hungry. You are not hungry.
What if I told you in exactly 1 year, all of your dreams would be reality? That could be possible if you just took action and actually started grinding. But you guys look at your goals as this big, massive, daunting thing. You're like, I can never achieve it. It's too far away. It's going to be way too hard. And then you spend the next 10 years suffering because you didn't want to commit to a year of hard work, a year of not sleeping in, a year of not binge eating, a year of no partying. You don't want to commit to that. So you spend the next decade struggling. A lot of you guys have spent the last couple decades suffering, when in reality, if you just sacrificed for 365 days and went all in on you, and said to the noise that everybody else was saying, you could become the person you've always dreamed of being. It is that simple.
Make your move before you're ready. I'll tell you where big dreams go to die. They go to the planning place, getting ready place, preparing myself. And it's the biggest con job we work on ourselves. There are so many bones of big dreams in that graveyard where people, it's always something that there's always going to be a set of reasons to wait. When are you going to take the risk?
Impossible. It's just a big word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in a world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration, it's a dare.
You've got to develop a sense of urgency. Aurelia said, stop living your life like you have 1,000 years to live. In life, you're either here today and you're gone today. If there's something that you want to do and you can't do it all at one time, do just a little bit of it. I like what Robert Schuller says. He said, by the yard it's hard, but inch by inch, anything is a cinch. Do just a little bit of it.
Comfort creates self-care, but discomfort creates self-respect.
If you're not setting a big goal, so big and so unrealistic that people laugh at you, you need to go back to sleep and get a bigger dream and wake up with some fucking passion in your life and start chasing it. Now is the time to step up. Quit living this safe, comfortable, boring, average life. Do something that scares you. Do something that's going to make you alive. Do something that's going to make you grow and be able to give back in a bigger way to the world. Do something.
Let me tell you something that will change your life if you let it sink in. Every single day you stay in your comfort zone, you're getting weaker. The human mind and body are not designed to be comfortable. They're designed to grow, adapt, and thrive under pressure. Comfort is a slow death, a prison that will keep you mediocre forever. You have to learn to embrace the pain, the fear, and the uncertainty. That's where all the growth happens. Successful people live in discomfort. They make peace with the struggle because they understand that their future self depends on how much they're willing to endure today. When was the last time you did something that scared the hell out of you? If you can't answer that, you're not growing, you're not pushing hard enough. Get uncomfortable, get scared, get aggressive. Your comfort zone has no place in the life of a high performer.
Let me give you the day that turns your life around. Disgust. Disgust. Disgust is a negative emotion, but it can have a very positive, powerful effect. Disgust says, I've had it. What an important day that could be. I've had it. It's called a life-changing day. The day you say, enough is enough.
There are 3 truths that every human being must accept before they change. Number 1, you have to be frustrated enough with where you are so that you say, no more. Number 2, you have to be brave enough to admit and declare and demand more of yourself and of everybody around you. And number 3, you gotta be disciplined enough to work for more. You do those 3 things, your entire life could change in a month.
You must be willing to extend yourself to the limit with no guarantee of success. Every day, you must ask yourself, did I do enough?
There's no limits. Don't let the world ever put limits on you. You can do anything you want to do. But make sure if you have a vision, make sure the vision is written. You know, make sure you have something to actually chase and not just hoping and wishing. Put your plan together and then work the plan. Don't work somebody else's plan. You have to create your own brand yourself. And your brand is whatever you feel like doing, whatever your heart is passionate about, chasing.
It's not okay if you say you're going to do something and you don't come through. Because there's only one person it hurts when you say you're going to do something and you don't come through, and that's your willpower. And the more and more and more your willpower gets used to you saying things and not doing, your willpower stops having faith in the words that come out of your mouth. And the moment your willpower, your spirit stops having faith in the words that come out of your mouth, whatever you start telling yourself, your mind is telling you, whatever, he's not going to do it. She's not going to do it. He's all talk. He's not going to do it. No substance, all looks, all sexy on the outside, all attractive, but on the inside, no follow through, no follow up, no willpower. Never, ever put yourself in a situation where you hurt your willpower. Never.
You have to have no fear. You have to have no fear. You have to believe in who you are and what you do, and just go and get it.
If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start.
Well, you should be afraid of taking risks and pursuing something meaningful, but you should be more afraid of staying where you are if it's making you miserable.
Develop a sense of urgency. A sense of urgency is a quality that is possessed by only 2% of the population. 2% of the population do things fast. 2% of the population have a bias for action.
In my experience, when somebody wants it bad enough, they change. When the human decides they really want to change, they will change. All they need is an effective catalyst.
Whatever it is that you're pursuing to achieve or create or express in the world, I think a lot of people back out before that happens. For me, it always comes back to perseverance, persistence, high pain tolerance, an ability to suffer through discomfort, a welcoming of doing hard things, and willingness, really.
Just get started. Just get started. The longest time in the world is the hesitation between thought and action. Well, at least it has the potential to be the longest time. It can actually be forever. Forever. Einstein, his theory was that time is flexible, time is pliable. And to prove that, beyond what Einstein said, 1 second can actually become an eternity. That's how much you can flex. You can hesitate for 1 second to get started on something, a workout, a project, a task, something that you know you should do. You can hesitate for 1 second. That 1 second of hesitation, all of a sudden it turns into 5 seconds, and then 10 seconds, and then 10 minutes. And then just like that, you drifted into the eternity zone.
Decision making is a life-changing day. What an inspiring day, the day you can bring yourself to decide.
It's unbelievable how fast you can change your reality. Lock in, remove all distractions, go full monk mode. It can even happen in months, bro, that you go from zero to making tens of thousands in profit a month. I've seen it with my own clients in front of my own eyes. And within a year or two, you're complete outside reality. So pay the price. I paid the price, late night, removing myself from friends. But what is the other price? The price you are paying right now for procrastinating on your dreams is that dream life you could have lived.
You will never feel ready to do things that scare you. you will never feel ready to take that leap. Your brain is designed to protect you, and change requires risk. And so you are protecting yourself by saying maybe tomorrow. If you want to change your life, you must make a decision to change your life.
Every single day you're given 24 hours. That's it. The same 24 hours as everyone else. The difference? How you use them. So ask yourself, are you making them count? Most people waste their time waiting for motivation, waiting for the right moment. But here's the truth. That moment will never come. You have to create it. One choice, one step, one action at a time. 1 hour of effort today can change your entire week. 1 week of focus can change your month. Imagine where you'd be in a year if you started right now. The pain of trying, it fades, but the regret of never starting, that stays forever. Be stronger, be better, be fearless.
You want to change your life today? Make a decision. Like focus on what you want, focusing on instead of what you don't want, right? Focus on where you want to go instead of what you're afraid of. Now would be a good time for you to go after what you want, not wait another day. People don't do it because they go, I don't know where to start. Do whatever's next. Try anything. If it's wrong, try something else. That doesn't work. Try something else and you'll find it right now. Tell me how you're going to be closer to your dream at the end of these 6 months than if you don't take action first, if you take action today. Do not wait. Do something that commits you to follow through later on. That's how our life changes. Little steps and big steps. And the big ones move us faster. And they take courage. Courage doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you're scared, but you do it anyway.
There's going to be people from the past who are going to look at you and be like, oh, he changed. Yeah, that's the point. The point is to change. And these people aren't going to understand it because what you're doing is a solution to a problem that you recognize. And the problem that you recognize is you're not where you want to be. But all these other people don't recognize that as a problem. They recognize I'm right where I want to be, whether they are aware enough or not. It's a problem of awareness. When you start to go, which is working on the solution of the problem that you've recognized, these people that can't recognize the problem certainly don't understand the actions that you're taking to provide the solution because they don't even see a problem. This is the reality of being a high ambition, high drive, high achievement driven person.
Desire, wanting too bad enough. Who knows the mystery of that? We don't know. But here's something I do know. Sometimes desire waits for a trigger, waits for something to happen. Who knows what the happening may be? A song, the lyrics, a movie, the dialogue, a seminar, a sermon, a book, an experience, confrontation with an enemy. Whatever the experience it is, it's so valuable. And here's my best advice. Welcome all experiences. You never know which one is going to turn everything on. Don't put up the walls. The same wall that keeps out disappointment keeps out happiness. Take down the walls. Go for the experience. Let it teach you.
First off, we've got to actually see the goal and the dream inside of our freaking minds. We've got to believe that's possible, even when there's no evidence and all the doubt is against you. You've got to believe it to yourself. No one else is going to give you the belief. It doesn't matter if the world believes in you. If you don't believe in it, it's never going to happen. So the only person it starts with is you seeing it and believing it first. Sometimes the goals I had happen 20 years later, 8 years later, 5 years later. These things take time. They're laughable and unrealistic because it's not going to happen in the next month. My big dreams aren't going to happen next week. They might happen 5, 10, 20 years from now. So yes, people should laugh at you because it should seem unrealistic that it's going to happen anytime soon. But then you know what? You do something interesting. You do something where you say, you know what? I'm going to master the skill of whatever it's going to take for me to be able to achieve this dream. I'm going to become a master of it first. Then I'm going to surround myself with the team of masters who are going to help me get there. And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the boring thing. I'm going to do it every single day, consistently for the next 5 to 10 years. And I'm going to consistently show up and build momentum and reach milestones from little goals to bigger milestones. And it's continue to grow and grow and grow. And that's the way you can make something powerful happen. You step up every single day with consistency.
You cannot change your life unless you change something. If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got.
Anytime you're going to change, your life is going to get worse
first, and then it's going to get better. People ask, do people have a fear of success? Like they have a fear of failure? I wouldn't say they have a fear of success. What they have a fear of is change. So they have a fear that something in their life is going to change. And the reason that they fear change, by definition, if you're going to try something new, something's going to get worse. If you're going to have a breakup and get out of a relationship, you're going to be alone for a little bit of time and you're going to have a hard conversation. If you're going to try a new job, you're going to have a hard conversation with your boss. You're going to have to go on a search. You're going to have a period without any income. So your life gets worse first. So it's not so much that they fear success. It's that they fear that path of things getting worse before they get better, which is called change. The way to overcome that is just have that awareness and just be ready. Insert the words in 5 years. Are you going to be better off or worse off? And then you can start on that path.
It is almost impossible to talk someone into changing. They have to have some motivation that's internal.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with eating good. The best example you could set is by living your life in a healthy way.
I kept saying,
I've spent a lot of time in my life sitting around wanting things to change and not being able to make them change and not thinking I could.
I know you're going to have to do almost everything alone up here, but you know I'll be with you. Now, you're the one. Now you're going to have to go through hell, worse than any nightmare that you ever dreamed. But in the end, I know you'll be the one standing.
My very last question on the questions to ponder is, why not now?
The fact that something seems impossible shouldn't be a reason to not pursue it. That's exactly what makes it worth pursuing.
You have a name to maintain.
I don't care about my name.
It's not just your name, sir. It's your father's name. And it's all that's left of him. Don't destroy it.
Life rewards action, not intelligence.
You know what you gotta do. Do it. Do it.
Where would the courage and greatness be if success was certain and there was no risk? The only true failure is shrinking away from life's challenges.
That sense of urgency. Act now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now.
Everybody gets one chance to do something great. Most people never take the chance, either because they're too scared or they don't recognize it when it spits on their shoes. This is your big chance, and you shouldn't let it go by.
Whatever your gift is, what are you going to do with what you have?
It's called a life-changing day. The day you say, enough is enough.
And there are those of you in this room, you are great. You are phenomenal, and you're not walking in it because you don't know who you are and what you want.
What do you want in your life?
There's only one thing a friend of mine years ago taught me when I was coming up, and I was deciding if I was going to do this, if I was going to pursue this life. And he's an Indian friend of mine. And he said, "Ab nahi to kab." I think that means if not now, then when.
You got to go, man. You just have to go. Never wait on the right time, because the right time ain't ever coming.
After you fail, the likelihood that you're successful goes up, not down. This is the part that people miss. They fail and think it somehow decreases the likelihood of success, but it actually increases it.
Well, I think if you want the future to be good, you must make it so. Take action.
There's nothing out there for me.
And that's the problem. You hung up your cape and your cowl, but you didn't move on. You never went to find a life, to find someone.
Alfred, I did find someone.
I know, and you lost them. But that's all part of living, sir. But you're not living, you're just waiting.
I believe if you're the kind of person that has spent too much time thinking about where to go, then it's time to get in the car and start driving.
The secret ingredient is nothing.
Huh?
You heard me. Nothing. There is no secret ingredient. To make something special, you just have to believe it's special.
There is no secret ingredient.
And now I'm here without nothing, away from everyone, and I really took the time to find out, who the enemy was. And it's not that it was the enemy, it was the enemy. The enemy. The enemy. The inner me.
Look at all those people down there.
They follow the rules for what? They're letting fear lead them.
What happens if I don't?
Life's simple. You make choices and you don't look back.
So after that fight when I lost, and I'm looking at all these people and they're all celebrating my demise and saying I'm done and this, and it certainly lit a fire under my belly. Every single person doubted me. Every single fighter doubted me. Doubt me now.
Everyone thinks you're crazy until it works.
When you have these ideas of greatness, you got to go forward, because it's not going to be a right time. Just go. Jump. Take a chance.
But sooner or later, it's something that's inside of you just has to want it.
You have to be able to pivot quickly. You have to be able to adjust fast. You have to constantly be aware of the changes around you. You don't have time to kind of say, well, I'm going to give it 6 months and think about it. You give it 6 days and hit it. The fastest person doesn't win the race. It's the person who starts first.
It's how they get you to give up. They say it's not that simple, Vinny.
So what's the truth?
That it is.
It wasn't about the potential. It wasn't about the genetics. It wasn't about the perseverance. And it wasn't about being the hardest worker in the room. That's what got them there. And it didn't happen overnight. They got knocked down more than they ever had stood up. But they kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going, because what else is the alternative? To be average again. That sucks, man. And I'll never accept mediocre again. I'm always going to give it my 110%. That's the only thing I can ever say a solid day's work.
Now, you're going to have thoughts come to your mind of why you can't get it. Mm-hmm. You have the ability in your conscious mind to reject that idea, kick it out of your mind. Thinking of why you can't do something is never going to do you any good. And keep thinking until you start to think of thoughts of how you can do it. And the way will be shown to you. It comes in the form of images in our mind. Think of how you can and not why you can't.
Absolutely, you do whatever it takes, okay? Even if it risks your life, that's your dream. I made the decision that, look, this is what I want to do. Somebody's give me an opportunity, I'm gonna take advantage of it. I have 24 hours in the day. I try to take advantage of every hour.
Yeah, most days I just want to wake up and make the most of the time I have. I realize it's finite, and that I think I'm here for some purpose. Then mostly I'm just like constantly worried that I'm not fulfilling that promise. So yeah, so it's not like a bad kind of like, right? It's not like I wake up and say I don't accept myself. It's more like, I was like, wow, if I'm not pushing myself to do more and to have more impact, then I'm not really taking full advantage of why I'm here.
I know from a personal level what that feels like, to be in pain or to feel like you're not worthy or that you're never going to be anything. So it all comes down to this moment. This moment is the only time we can transform. And I say joy now or never.
What if it's a mistake? It's a mistake. Rest assured. What do you know? You're going to stumble around, right? And what's going to happen is this. You're going to move to, you're going to not stay in stasis. You're not going to wander around in circles. And I see people like that. They said, well, I never knew what to do, and now I'm 40. It's like, that's not so good. That's not so good. And you might say, well, and there is a literature too that suggests that people are a lot more unhappy when they look back on their lives about the things they didn't do than they are about the mistakes they made while they were doing things.
I look at it like, okay, why not me? I've already overcome this. Why can't I go and start a company? Why can't I build something that's meaningful? Why can't I create this new paradigm shift in the way we look at the world? Because if I looked at it the other way and started to take, the count of, okay, well, I can't do this because of where I come from. I can't do this because of how I look. I can't do this. I wouldn't start anything. Everybody will wake up each day doing subtraction. I look at my life as addition.
If you're going to do it, do it. Say what you can do. Do what you say. If you can't do it, don't say you can do it. Don't over leverage yourself. Don't over leverage a decision and then jump in and kind of dip a toe. I think I'll try it out. No, think if you're going to try it out beforehand, but when it's time to go, dive. Finish it. Find out. Come out the other side. Don't leave it and go, ooh, if I just would. that keeps me up at night. I think it keeps a lot of us up at night. When you half-ass something and you just don't know whether you failed or succeeded, got what you want or didn't get what you want, finding out and looking in the mirror and going, I didn't half-ass it, I went all the way, I found out.
It's this moment where I look back and then I was like, wait, as humans, I've realized like we all have these reservoirs of this untapped potential inside of us and can achieve these extraordinary things when we're focused, when we shine positivity and light, when we lean into those that we love and uplift and co-create together.
You know, the worst thing you could ever do is if you're pursuing the wrong dream or if your dream changes and you don't change with it.
I'm now sitting, feeling, bitterness, feeling like a victim, feeling like, this isn't right, I'm making every excuse, blaming people, like this isn't cool. And I sat down and I said, you know what? It's time to rewrite the story.
It's simple. It's now or never time. We all get wake-up calls. We get wake-up calls in our relationships, our spiritual walk, our leadership styles. We get wake-up calls in our finances. And some people, the phone's ringing off the hook right now. They're getting wake-up calls on a bunch of things. They're at home with their family, and they're starting to realize, I was disconnected from my family. I haven't been plugged in. They got a wake-up call on their relationships at home. They've gotten a wake-up call on, I don't have any savings, and I'm deeply in debt. This isn't working. And so, the cool thing is, when you get the call, then you have to make the choice. Are you going to answer the phone? And if you pick the phone up, that means, baby, it's time to change. Are you going to answer the phone? Are you going to change your life where you say, never again?
I'm going to see what happens when I decide that I am qualified. What happens when I decide for myself that I'm going to do something different?
If you ask people what they regret, especially as they get older, what they generally report is things not done. So they don't regret so much mistakes they've made, although of course people obviously regret mistakes they've made as well. They torment themselves for opportunities that had presented themselves that they did not, let's say, exploit or engage in.
If you're about to make a change in your life and you feel uncomfortable, that's the best feeling you can have. Because for the first time in your life, you're making a decision that's going to be best for you.
Real reality is, no matter how much emotion and feeling you may have or how much hurt you may have, life has to go on. Life doesn't stop for anybody. So if you don't process that and understand that, you're stuck in whatever time period you got hurt forever. Forever.
Yes. Remember this. So you got to get out there. You got to give it everything you got, whether it's your time, your talent, your prayers, or your treasures. Because remember this, you will never see a U-Haul behind a hearse.
Do people have a feeling that they can change, but they have no effort? They don't want to get in the game because they feel it's just too much time and it doesn't work, and I tried it and it didn't work, and then they give up, and then life just goes on. It's seamless. You don't see it. It's just the way you've been living it.
You've got the gift of life. You have the privilege of being here. Do what you want, have a dream, go after that dream. Quit playing small. You were meant to do great things.
A lot of your thoughts are not yours. It's like an auxiliary cord, and people plug in to your stuff. You pick up things and you're like, why am I not thinking that? You know what I mean? But that's not you. But if you think every thought is yours, and your thoughts determine your feelings, and your emotions determine your actions.
Is that if you stand still, you fall backwards. You cannot stand still because the world moves away from you if you stand still. And there's no stasis, there's only backwards. And so if you're not moving forwards, then you're moving backwards.
Here's what I want you to repeat after me, please, with power and conviction. Say, it's possible. That's all I want you to do when you look at your dream. Just say to yourself every day, it's possible. Just say that every day to yourself, it's possible. Because what does that do? See, It begins to change your belief system. See, the way in which we operate, ladies and gentlemen, it's a manifestation of what we believe, what's possible for us. Whatever you've done up to this point, all that it really is a duplication, it's a reproduction of what you believe subconsciously that you deserve and what's possible for your life.
I feel like we sort of focus on the right ways and wrong ways too much. And I think it's, in a sense, sort of scary to just be born and live life. And I understand the idea of kind of grasping onto a particular thought of wanting to kind of feel like you somehow have a handle on the unknown. But you know what? The unknown is the unknown.
It's not the critic who counts.
Not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood.